Hello, everybody. How you doing today? I hope you're having a good day. It's another day the Lord has made, and yeah, we keep looking at this, and we see this year is just about over, and so we're about to close a chapter of our life this year, and we need to examine ourselves and what have I done? What have I done for God this year? And if you're honest with yourself, probably not enough. And it doesn't matter if you do podcasts like this every day. There still are the things you can be doing for God, and we should be doing that. But anyway, the lesson today is called believing the lie, and we know that the truth does not matter to most people. We know that's the case. Think about politicians. They're not going to stand up and tell you they messed up and created the problems that we're facing. They're just saying, well, give me a chance and I'll fix the problem. They're not going to tell the truth. And we already know that. We know that. If it's coming out of the mouth of a politician, 99% we can pretty much be guaranteed it's not the truth. And so we learn also that people will believe what they want to believe, or they will believe what someone tells them to believe. See, we have a lot of people in this country that they really don't care one way or the other, but when someone says, well, you need to believe this, then that's what they're going to do. And they're going to just go along with it. So watching social media over many years, we learn that people do not care if something is the truth or not. If it fits what they want to believe, they do not question it or examine if it is true or not. I was watching an episode of CSI Vegas one time, and where one person said that the truth does not matter anymore. It is who tells the best story that matters. And yeah, there's a lot of truth in such a statement, and that's pretty much the way it is. And so the sad fact is that you cannot reason with such a person if their mind is already made up. So it is with spiritual matters. You can take them to the Bible and show them in black and white, even red, but they will not believe the truth, but they will take pleasure in the lies. So there's some reasons for this, and the Bible gives us the response here and the reason why. In 2 Thessalonians 2, verses 10 through 12, says, and with all the deception of wickedness for those who perish because they did not receive the love of the truth so as to be saved, and for this reason God will send upon them a deluding influence so that they might believe what is false, in order that they all may be judged who did not believe the truth, but took pleasure in wickedness. See in 2 Timothy 4, verses 3 and 4. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but wanting to have their ears tickled, they will accumulate for themselves teachers in accordance to their own desires, and will turn away their ears from the truth and turn aside to myths. And of course, these people do not want to follow the example of the Bereans, the noble Bereans. Acts 17:11. Now these were more noble-minded than those in Thessalonica, for they received the word with great eagerness, examining the scriptures daily to see if whether these things were so. And so when people want to believe the lie rather than the truth, there is no amount of reasoning from the scriptures that will convince them to change their minds. And if you try to reason with them, they always have a comeback of some sort and always chase some rabbit down a hole that they expect you to follow that rabbit, and then they'll just leave you stranded in the hole that they have created. See, in Ephesians 4:25, we read, therefore, laying aside falsehood, speak truth, each one of you with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. And the sad thing to consider is that someone has decided to believe a lie. The truth does not matter to them. Doesn't matter how much truth you may speak. If they want to believe a lie, that's what they're going to believe. And so you ask the question, but why would anyone want to believe a lie? Well, the answer is very simple, and God told us there in 2 Thessalonians, they do not love the truth. Why? Because the truth gets in their way. See, there's a multitude of reasons for people to not want to endure the truth of God's word, and it's all rooted in selfish desires. Selfishness. Yeah, that's the root of every sin. That's the basis of every sin, selfishness. And for most people, the lie becomes reality to them, and eventually they will strongly believe it. That is because God allows them to believe the lie. That's what it says. He will send that strong deluding because they don't want the truth. So he's going to let them believe the lie. And they will believe the falsehoods that they've been told, and they're going to be surprised when they stand before God in judgment. And actually, it probably won't be a surprise, because somehow down deep, I think these people know that they're not serving God the way they should be. And so that's kind of like following the old motto: if you tell a lie often enough, people will come to believe it. Even our politicians have said that. I mean, some of our politicians, in high-ranking places, well, we tell you lies, and then you print the lies, and then we use your lies as validation for our lies. I mean, that's what someone's told the press one time. And another person said, if you tell a lie long enough, people will believe it. And yes, we've seen that too often in our country, that, I mean, there's a lie being spoken, but everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon and go along with the lie until it's finally exposed. And then, even then, people's not going to believe the truth. So, I mean, teachers who promote these lies will eventually have a following to their own way of thinking. And of course, like I said, the politicians, the civil leaders, and people like that, they're directing people to follow these lies, and they're going to accept things which are not true. I mean, they want to teach you that racism is a big problem in this country. No, it's not. It really isn't. Most people that I know, they're not racist at all. But they want you to believe everybody's racist. And so, I mean, we've seen that. And we've all seen how those who speak the truth are treated by those who do not follow the truth. I mean, it's usually with some sort of hateful language, or they seem incredulous that you would challenge their belief. And these people also seem to act with a type of moral superiority that their way is much better and yours is just foolishness. Like, you just keep following the Bible. How stupid. You're so limited. And things like that. And there are those, let's look at some examples. There are those who believe that killing others is a righteous cause in their own minds. And they challenge that. They champion that. See, those who support abortion speak of it as a great gift to humanity, and they want to say it's a human right. Killing your baby is a human right? Well, that's what they're trying to say. And they champion, they parade around in the streets cheering the slaughter of millions and cheering the fact that a woman can choose to murder her own child. And of course, they hurl insults with the vilest of language at those who want to respect human life, even to the point of violence. And another problem that can be a problem for Christians is this. See, we see from social media that people forward stories they have received without checking to see if it is true. You know, many people just read the headlines and make assumptions and forward and share them without actually reading the stories and articles. So I offer a word of caution to everyone who participates in this kind of communication. You better read the article first. Many times a headline says one thing and the story is completely different. And I've seen that many times, people forwarding the story simply because the headline was something they thought they wanted to hold on to and get into. And the story had nothing about that. And so, they're promoting a falsehood. See, in Ephesians 4:29, let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth, but only such a word as is good for edification, according to the need of the moment, that it may give grace to those who hear. In Ephesians 5:4, and there must be no filthiness and silly talk or coarse jesting, which are not fitting, but rather the giving of thanks. He says, watch your words. Jesus said we're going to have to watch our words. But, think about it this way, folks. What you type, what you share on your social media is no different than you're actually speaking the words yourself. I mean, you're communicating with somebody, whether you're using audible words or whether you're using the written word. You are communicating. And what you present from your computer, from your devices, is the same as if it comes out of your mouth. And if it's falsehood, guess what? You have violated a command of God. You're not supposed to speak falsehood. I mean, so we find in the Ephesians 5, 6, and 7 says, "Let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of these things the wrath of God comes upon the sons of disobedience. Therefore, do not be partakers with them." Yeah, what are empty words? Words that have no value, words that do not say anything, words that do not speak the truth. I mean, so if it's a lie, it is an empty word, and we're not supposed to participate in that. And so we need to take warning here. So that means you just do not share or forward something that you have not examined yourself. Check it out. Check other sources. I mean, you see on Facebook, it's so easy just to hit that share button. It is so easy just to forward it to all your friends and let them have the story. But you know what? You need to check it out. And if you have to go through an independent source, go to another source. You may have to do that, and then you might be exposed to the truth. How many times do we see the fact checkers say, well, they didn't really say this, or this content has not been verified, or something like that? Well, we know how biased the fact checkers are. I mean, they're going to only promote what their ideology is, and that's what they do. But anyway, I mean, how many times? I mean, think about this. Sometimes you get a message from one of your friends on Facebook, someone who might be a good Christian, and you read a statement like this: "I'm sorry that I forwarded the previous post. I did not notice there was some profanity in it." All right, see, there's a failure right there. They were forwarding something without even checking it out, without reading it. And then here they're sending profanity across their social media. And so we have to learn to be very cautious in what we teach people and say to people. And like we say, go back to Ephesians 4:29, only speak the words good for edification. I mean, if we're promoting the things of this world and sharing the things of this world with others, how is that edifying to anybody? I mean, this world is not our home, and we have to recognize that. This world is not our home. We're just passing through. And guess what? If we want to go to heaven, we need to be taking people there with us. We need to be sharing the gospel message. And so we need to be, like say, following this example. Share the message with others. I mean, you can share this video. You can share other posts. You can go to my YouTube page and share those. I mean, there's ways you can share the message of God in different ways, using different people to speak the message. And as long as it's the message of the truth, I mean, what one person says may not affect someone, but what someone else says just might. So you have a responsibility as a Christian to share the gospel message with others. And if you can put it into your own words, great. If you're not really sure about the words to use, then you use people like, and we have a lot of them who present the truth. They put the truth. They post it on social media. They post it on Facebook. They post it on the internet. And that's the type of truth you need to be promoting and sharing with others. Why? Because the truth is the only thing that's going to save a soul. I mean, the falsehoods are not going to do that. So, folks, you need to be cautious with any information that comes your way, because people will share what they want to believe, and the truth does not matter to them. God speaks to this problem, and I've had to chastise some brethren and those who claim to be Christians for using such language, or just, like I say, passing it along. Several times I've said, I've known some well-known preachers, hey, did you actually read that? It had profanity in it. or it had a false teaching or something. And then they come back, well, I'm sorry, I posted this, I didn't notice that. I mean, that's just sloppiness, folks. We cannot be sloppy with our efforts to help others find the truth. We cannot do that. Sloppiness gets a lot of people in trouble. It got David and Uzzah in trouble back then when we were trying to transport the ark. They weren't handling it properly, and therefore Uzzah paid the price with his life. And so sloppiness is something we have to avoid, and we cannot do that. Remember, Jesus said, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." Matthew 12 and verse 36. So, folks, do not let this happen to you. Consider those thoughts. And that's going to be our lesson for today. And Lord willing, we'll be back with another lesson. All right, you have a good day now, and we'll be back, Lord willing. Bye-bye for now.